Hi folks, welcome to the preparedhomestead.com. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it's the last day of the year. And boy, does 2024 look like it's going to come in with a bang. But before we get started with that, a little update for those of you that may have seen last night that I didn't do a live stream, and I posted here on YouTube of why I didn't do the live stream. I thought I'd give you a little update. We brought home an old, sick, abandoned dog last night. We were on our way home from our Shabbat fellowship service, and it was, starting to get chilly, sun was starting to go down, and we come across this dog in the road on one of these back roads that you see me driving on. We were actually going through the national forest, and an old lab that I'm quite sure he was dumped. The condition he was in, I don't know how in the world he could have survived out in the woods. And I know this area very, very, very well, and all the dogs, and myself and other guys in our tribe are always running around through the woods and never seen this dog. An old lab, extremely emaciated. You can see his pelvic bone, every bone on his body. And his nails haven't been trimmed in forever, just sitting in the middle of the road, shaking because of the cold. So anyways, we pulled off, checked on him. We had some stew in the truck from going to our fellowship, so I gave him that. And I still at that point hadn't even decided of whether or not to bring him home, because of course one side of me's thinking, another dog, what if he's sick? I'll have to quarantine him, all this kind of stuff. And so I give him the food. I walk back to the truck, and he follows me all shaking. I mean, he can barely walk. He's so thin and shaking and everything. And he just kind of fell into my leg, leaning on me, looking up at me with his blind cataract eyes. And I thought, oh my goodness, I can't leave this thing out here. So we brought him home, got him quarantined, just in case. He might have something that we don't want our other pets and animals to get. And this morning he seems to be doing pretty chipper, good spirits. My wife, last night before she went to bed, she made some venison stew just for him. And I gave him that this morning when I got up, and he just scarfed that down. And so we'll see. I'll figure probably Tuesday, if he makes it till Tuesday. And looks like he's doing good. I'll probably take him to the vet, have him checked out, do all the things that they might need to do to him. He's old, very gray everywhere, blind it looks like, or mostly. He's got some pretty thick cataracts. So dog's probably not going to live a long time, but I told my wife we might as well see if we can give him a good, loving life in his last few days. And so anyways, that's the story. At some point, I'm sure I'll let you guys all see him. He's pretty pitiful. It's very sad. He's a skeleton with skin on him. That's about it. His nails, I've never seen a dog's nails so long. They're that long. He's got like scrapes, and just he's not in good shape, but he does seem to have just the sweetest spirit, and just a gentle little guy. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, now to the doom and gloom. Lots of stuff going on, a lot of stuff. Xi Jinping gave a New Year's Eve speech saying that pledging that China will in fact reunify with Taiwan in 2024. So you know what that's going to mean. The Houthis in Yemen attacked another shipping vessel, and the United States Navy fired back, sinking 3 of their ships. Basically most of the shipping has said that they're going to pause all shipping for at least 48 hours through the Red Sea because of this. So that is just getting big. Ukraine attacked some sites inside of Russia, not in disputed territory, but Russia. And they used NATO-given weapons. So Russia is blaming the United States and United Kingdom, saying that this is their fault, that Ukraine is using weapons that we gave them to attack inside Russian soil, which was not supposed to be part of the deal. They were supposed to be just for defensive weapons. And so there's a big escalation going on there. I know I'm probably going to forget because there's just a lot going on. Oh, the United States Space Force, you know, the one that Donald Trump started. They crowned a new lieutenant colonel yesterday at the World War II Memorial, in fact, a transgender one. Yeah. He started out his military career as a guy. Now he claims to be a girl, dresses like one, and apparently most of his job now is talking about transgenderism in the military. So that's a real that shows the strength of the United States military there. I'm sure there's a few other things that I'm probably going to miss. One thing that was very disturbing, but it's been going on for a long, long time, and no one is paying any attention to it, and I think it just shows the evilness and the times that we're living in. Since Christmas, about 150 to 200 Christians have been butchered, and I say that lightly, butchered to death. In Nigeria, there has been a cleansing of some sort, that whatever you want to call this, since 2009. They estimate somewhere around 50 to 55,000 Christians have been butchered to death. We're not talking just being shot and killed or for other ways. They are actually, it's grotesque, by Muslims in the northern part of that country. They're actually reporting that they're being hunted for sport, that the Muslims are hunting the Christians in the southern part of Nigeria like they would be hunting an animal. And it's absolutely horrific. That's what's going on. And of course, pretty much nothing's being done about it. Not really much is being said about it. And it's not that I guess you and I have any way to do anything about it. I just thought I would bring this out because it shows just, I think, the signs of the times that we're in. How horrible the love of men waxing cold, all of that, the persecution of the saints, all of that. It's horrific. We're the times. Well, there are that time. I think I'm no prophet, no theologian, but I do believe that we are in that time space that we're going to start seeing more and more happening. 2024 very likely could come in with a pretty big bang. The stuff going on in the Middle East is heating up pretty substantially, and then also between Russia and Ukraine and NATO. Germany has said that they are on the verge of doing a full general mobilization for military service. The Netherlands' top military commander, said this past week that the country must, in fact, start preparing itself to go to war against Russia. That's only about the 5th or 6th country in NATO that's said that. So there's a lot of things going on. A lot of troops have been moved. Our troops and NATO troops have been moved out of Poland into other places for strategic reasons. The word on the street is that Poland is going to just be the fall guy. They expect that Russia will run through Poland, and then NATO will have to defend him elsewhere. Right? This is all just being talk and speculation. All the while, Putin is saying that they have no interest in doing that. But who knows? A lot of things could happen. They also said that there was also talk that they weren't going to go into Ukraine, and then of course they did. So who knows? It's not looking good, folks. There's a lot of conflict going on around the world, and a lot of craziness and a lot of evilness. And it's not being all doomsday and just pointing out all the negative. There's still a lot of good things going on in this world. And we certainly should be part of the spreading of those good things. We have a duty and an obligation as believers to be shining our light into this world, and it is becoming darker and darker, so we have an even greater job to do. But we also need to be getting ourselves ready. We understand what's going on, and we see these signs of the times, and we also have an obligation to get our families and our communities ready, because it's going to hit. It's going to hit us hard. Most of Americans are just completely unprepared, physically and psychologically. They have no concept of how bad things could actually become. Like what I spoke of in Nigeria. There's not an American, other than the few that's actually experienced that kind of thing, that could even contemplate what life would be like in that way. And when all that stuff starts happening, when food starts drying up, when your debit cards don't work and your cell phones don't work and you can't get your fancy coffees and everything's getting hacked in your cars and all this kind of stuff, the breakdown is going to be quite substantial. And we need to be ready for that and have our alternative plans in place so that we're not brought down by that sinking ship. Folks, you need to be getting your houses in order and preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.